The phone buzzed at 9:15 p.m. My cousin Marcus never called this late. "Where's Elena?" he asked, voice tight with concern. I looked at our empty bedroom. "Chicago conference until Friday," I replied. The silence stretched. "She's here, Nathan. At my resort in Cabo. Room 712. With someone." My coffee mug slipped from my hands. "There's more," Marcus continued. "She's using your credit card for everything. Room service, spa treatments, jewelry shopping." The words hit like ice water. I wasn't surprised, just finally certain. "Keep watching," I whispered. "Don't let her know we talked. We met at a New Year's party 8 years ago." Elena danced like nobody was watching, pulled me onto the floor before asking my name. I thought I'd found lightning in a bottle. We married 10 months later in her dream wedding. Ivory dress, orchid centerpieces, everything perfect. She loved excitement. Fast cars, spontaneous trips, risky investments. She called me her steady rock. But rocks don't move when someone wants to drift away. The signs crept in slowly. Conference calls that ran past midnight. New designer clothes she claimed were work gifts. Our joint account bleeding money on charges I couldn't explain. Once, I found a hotel keycard in her jacket pocket. Not from any business trip she'd mentioned. I said nothing. I watched. I learned. Marcus runs luxury resorts across Mexico. We'd grown apart after college, but family loyalty runs deep. He texted me a photo. Elena laughing at the poolside bar with Derek, my college roommate and supposed best friend. The betrayal cut deeper than I expected. Her work calendar showed client presentations. Unavailable. Of course it did. I didn't explode. I didn't confront. I opened my laptop instead. With 3 clicks, I froze our joint accounts, leaving exactly $200. Enough for airport food, nothing more. Then I called Marcus. "I need a favor. Upgrade them to the penthouse suite. Send champagne. Tell them it's complimentary." He understood immediately. "You're setting a trap." I smiled grimly. "I'm giving them enough rope." My flight landed in Cabo at dawn. I drove straight to Casa Palmera Resort, heart steady as stone. Room 712 had an ocean view balcony. I didn't knock. Marcus had quietly activated the suite's security system, cameras and audio feeding directly to my phone. Elena wore the silk negligee I'd bought for our anniversary. Derek lounged shirtless, drinking champagne from our wedding crystal flutes. She giggled about finally living authentically, while he complained about his boring wife back home. I watched from the resort's rooftop bar, detached, calculating. Then I prepared my counterstrike. I'd assembled everything: bank statements, hotel receipts, incriminating photos, and most importantly, the post-nuptial agreement Elena had signed last year during her commitment renewal phase. The infidelity clause was ironclad. At breakfast, I had Marcus deliver the envelope to their table. Through the hidden cameras, I watched Elena's face drain of color as she opened it. Derek started shouting within minutes. By 9:45 a.m., he'd stormed out, leaving her alone and panicking. My phone exploded. 73 missed calls, dozens of frantic texts. "It's not what you think. I can explain everything. Please come home." I walked into the lobby at noon, composed and unhurried. Elena sat crumpled in an oversized chair, makeup smeared, hands shaking. She ran toward me. "Nathan, please." I raised one finger. She froze mid-sentence. I walked past her to the outdoor cafe. She followed like a lost child. "I made a terrible mistake," she whispered. "Derek means nothing. It was just excitement, adventure." I nodded slowly. "You know what's ironic? You always said I was too predictable, too safe. But I stayed faithful through everything. Even when you didn't." Tears spilled down her cheeks. Real or performed, it didn't matter anymore. "You've destroyed us," she choked out. "No," I replied calmly. "You did that. I just documented it." I stood straightening my shirt. "Checkout is noon tomorrow. Try not to steal anything else. Back home I filed for divorce immediately. The post-nuptial agreement was airtight. Her infidelity voided everything. No house, no spousal support, no shared assets. My lawyer warned she'd fight viciously. I just smiled. Let her try. The evidence was overwhelming. The court proceedings were swift and brutal. Elena's lawyer couldn't overcome the documented proof. She lost everything except her personal belongings and mounting legal fees. Derek's wife had already filed for divorce too, after I anonymously sent her copies of everything. 6 months later, I sleep peacefully in our house, now solely mine. I didn't scream, didn't beg, didn't compromise my dignity. I simply let truth and preparation do the work. Elena chose momentary thrills over 8 years of partnership. She gambled everything on a vacation fling and lost spectacularly. She hasn't contacted me since the final judgment. Derek blocked her completely when she tried reaching out. Apparently, beach romances don't survive real-world consequences. As for me, I'm rebuilding quietly. Wiser, stronger, more selective. She chased sunshine and excitement, but I controlled the storm. And I brought it with surgical precision and perfect silence.